Hey learners, welcome to a new video. I hope that you all have been doing very well. Today's video is going to be very exciting because the topics are very exciting. Today we will discuss about the topics like custom entities, forms, views, business rules, and relationships. So we are going to cover all these topics, and we are also going to understand these things with the help of a model driven app. So it's going to be an entire mini project and you will love it. So let's do it. Watch this video till the very end, and I assure you that you're going to learn a lot of things today. So let's begin. Alright, so let's first see the list of topics which we have to cover here. First of all, we will discuss about the Dataverse tables, standard versus custom entities, then types of fields, types of relationships, business rules, forms and views, and then model driven application, right? So we are going to create a mini project so that we can understand all of these concepts together. So without wasting much time, let's directly jump onto our Power Apps. So currently we are in the Power Apps, right? And here I have created one solution already. So what I want to do is that I want to create two custom entities. One is the employee table and the second one is the department table, right? And for that I have created this solution, which is employee management demo, and in this solution only we are going to perform all the customizations. If you don't know what exactly the solution is and what work it does, then I would suggest you to watch the previous video of this course so that you can understand that thing. But let me just explain that thing quickly to you. Solution basically helps you to manage your customizations. So when I say that I have created this solution called employee management demo, then I can put all my tables or applications in which I want to perform the customizations in this solution. I can also add the existing tables and the apps as well, right? So we will perform all our customizations into this employee management demo solution. But before that, I also want to show you one thing, that what is the difference between the standard table and the custom table. So whenever you create an environment, for example, right now I'm using this customer service trial environment. So at that time you get some tables by default from the system, so that you can directly use those tables into your model driven applications or in your Canvas apps, right? So these tables are called the standard tables, which are already the part of your environment, and the custom tables are those tables which is created by you for your own requirements. So for example, when I say that in this solution I will be creating the employee table and the department table, so those two tables will be called as the custom tables because I myself is creating it, and then I will add the fields as per my choice into that particular table. So let's just start the demo. What I will do is that I will open this solution. Alright, so now we are in the employee management demo solution. What I want to do is that I want to add two tables into this solution. As you can see right now, there is no component in this solution, so we are going to create the customizations into it. What I will do is that I will click on this new icon, and from there I will select table and tables. So you can directly create the table from here. Then I will click on this new table option, and from there I will click on add columns and data. Okay, so from here we can create the table for ourselves. What I will do is that I will first of all rename this table as employee, since we are creating the employee table. And you can see that we already have one column, and this column is known as the primary column. You get one by default column, and that is known as the primary column. What I will do, I will click on edit column, and we can use this primary column as the full name for the employee, and it will be a required column. It means the user needs to fill the value in this particular column, otherwise it would not allow the record to be saved. So let's click on update. After the full name, we want the email address, so I will again click on new column, and we will write here email. Okay, the data type will be single line of text, and the format will be email for this one. So let's click on save. Then we want to add another column, and this will be our phone number. So phone number, yes. So data type will be single line of text only, and the format, okay, I have to select it again, phone number, and the format will be phone number, right? So let's click on save. Then I am creating another column which is date of joining. So here we will ask for the date of joining of the employee, and the format will be date and time. I only want the date, so I will click on date only. Let's click on save. Okay, then we want another column as job title. So this will provide us the title of the job title of the employee, and it will be of the text type. Okay, then we are also adding another column which is for the salary of the employee. So let's write it as salary, and the data type will be here currency. Okay, so let's click on save. Then we want another column, and it will be of choice type, where the user can select that from which employment type he is, whether he is a full-time employee or a part-time employee or on a contract basis. So for that I'm going to click on new column, and the display name will be employment type, right? And this will be of which type? Choice type. So we want the choice from the user, right? Like this. Now the first label would be here is full-time. Okay, yes, full-time. Then another choice let's put, which is part-time, and then we want a new choice as contract. So we have added three choices. He can select any one of these choices based upon whether the employee is a full-time employee or a part-time employee or on a contract basis, right? So this is how you can add the choice. You just have to select the data type as choice, and then you can add all these labels here. And default choice is selected as none. It means by default there will not be any employment type selected. So let's click on save. So we have also added our choice type. So this is how we have created our first table, which is the employee table. Now I'm going to click on save and exit, so that it will create the table for me in the solution. So let's wait for some time till it creates the table for us. By the way, table, whenever someone tells you table or entity, then don't misunderstand between these two terms. Both of them are same. Whether you call them entity or table, both of these things are same, right? Okay, so now our table is created, but we are not able to see here in the tables section. So I will just yes, now we are able to see it. So employee table is visible here. Now I also want to create another table, which will be the department table, so that we can associate that from which department the employee is. So I'm going to click on new, again on table, and then let's select tables. So I hope that now you're able to understand that how to create the table. I will click on new table, and then I will click on add columns and data. Yes, so this table I will name it as department. All right, now the first column here will be department name. So I'll select this column, I'll click on edit name, and this will be our department name. Okay, let's update it. Then I will again click on new column, and I would require the department code. So let's name it as department code. It will be single line of text, and let's click on save. So we have department code as well. Then we want the name of the manager. So I will click on new column, and then I will select manager name here. All right, and let's click on save. Then again we want another column, which will be the location for the department. So at what location the department is, that is what we can get in this. So location, yes, so it will also be a single line of text, and let's click on save. So this is how we have added 4 columns into our department table, and now I will click on save and exit. So it will create the table for me. So let's wait for some time till it creates the table, right? All right, so let me just refresh it so that we can also see the department table here. Okay, it is still not showing it. Let me just do the hard refresh here. Okay, so as you can see here, now we have two tables, one is department and one is employee, as we can see here, right? I can check here from the tables section. All right, so here we have understood two things, that what is the difference between the standard versus custom entities, and then we have also seen the different types of fields here. Okay, we had selected the fields like date, then choice, then phone number, email. So we have seen different types of fields. So these are called the fields because in the form which you create, these columns which we had created will be acting as the field, and from there you can enter the values for these fields, and that is how you can create the record finally, right? So we have understood these two topics. Now let's talk about the types of relationships, like what kind of relationship you can establish between these two tables. Currently, if you see, the department table and the employee table are not associated with each other, like they do not have any relationship with each other. But now if you want to establish a relationship between them, how we can do that? Let's talk about that. See, before beginning to explain you about that, I want to ask you a simple question. One employee can belong to multiple departments. Is it possible? You will reply no, right? For example, if there is an employee who is from the marketing department, then that employee cannot belong to the let's say .NET department. That is not possible. So it means that like one employee is not related to many departments. It means there is no one-to-many relationship between an employee and the department. But if I ask you the same question in reverse way, let's say if I say that one department can contain many employees, is it possible? Then you would reply yes. It means that many different employees can be the part of the same department. If I say that marketing department, then I can definitely say that yes, one marketing department contains hundreds or thousands of employees. So that thing is possible. So in that case, we can definitely say that there is one-to-many relationship between the department and the employee table. So what we want to do here is that we want to establish this relationship, and how we can do that, let's talk about that now. What I will do is that in the employee table, I want to establish one relationship, and this relationship between many to one, because many employees belongs to one department. So I will click on employee, and then I will click on this relationships in the schema. So let's click on relationships. So it will help us to create one relationship between the employee and the department table. Now let's click on new relationship. Now what kind of relationship we want to create here? We want to create here many to one relationship, right? Because we want that many employees should belong to one department. So let's click on many to one. So as you can see here, when I click on many to one, in many section the employee table is already selected. Now in the related table, I will choose the department table. So let's scroll down below like this, or we can directly search from here. Yes, so we can select this department table here. So as you can see here, we have created one column, and this column is called the lookup column. So relationship is always on a lookup column. There is a lookup column which establishes the relationship between two tables. So here the department table is now established, is now having an established relationship with the employee table, and this relationship is one to many if we see from the reference of the department table, or many to one if we see from the reference of the employee table, right? So this is the name of this relationship which we have created, and we can now just click on done. Okay, so it will create that relationship for us. So as you can see here, we have created this relationship in this employee table. If you go here, you will be able to see that relationship somewhere. Yes. So as you can see here, department. So the name of this relationship, or we can say this lookup column, is department. The relationship type is many to one, and this is the schema name of this relationship which we have created, right? You will be able to understand this thing more clearly as we will move forward to create the forms, right? So for now, we are just going to click this OK. So we have understood the types of relationships as well. And yes, one more thing, if I would have created this relationship from the department table, then in that case I would have selected the type as one to many, because I want that one department should be associated with multiple employees. Okay, now let's talk about the business rules. Now business rules are also a very important topic to understand, but in order to understand the business rules, it would be better that if we first understand that what are the forms. So now we will be creating the forms. All right, so for creating the forms, what we will do is that we will go to our employee table. Okay, let me just go to tables, and then let's select the employee table, and then let's click on forms. As you can see here, we have already 3 forms available here, and one is main form, the another one is quick form, and the another one is card form. Card form is not that much important for us, so we are not going to discuss about that in this video, but it is very important to understand the main form and the quick view form. I will jump onto the quick view form in a very short period of time, but for now we are skipping it. So let's click on the main form. Now this main form is the actual form of your table where all the fields will reside. Here you can add all the required fields, and from here only you will be able to create your new record. So I have clicked on my new main form, and let's wait till it gets reloaded. Yes, so now as you can see here, we are in our main form. Here you can see that it has by default created one general tab into this form, and this form is for creating a new employee, and it contains the fields like full name, email, phone number, date of joining, job title, salary, employment type. So it has by default created all the fields here in this form, which I created while creating the employee table. But now I want to do a little bit of customizations into this form. So let's see how we can do that. What I want is that I want to divide this form into 2 sections. The first section will be for the personal details of the employee, and the second section will be for the job information. So if we see that for the personal information, which things could be included for this employee, then we can say full name, then the email, and the phone number. These are the things which we will include into the personal information. So what I will do is that I will click on this general tab, and I will change the let's keep it as general tab only. What we want to do is that I want to select this section, and I want to show the label of this, and let's rename let's give it as name as personal details. All right, so this is the name, and let's change the label as personal information. Okay, all right, so as you can see here, now this section has a name, and this name is personal information. What I want to do is that we can remove some of the fields from here. So right now full name is here, email is here, and phone number is here. I want that date of joining should not be here, so I will delete it from here. Job title should not be here, so I will delete it here from here. Then I will also delete the salary from here, because all this information is going to go in the job information, and employment type is also going to be deleted from here. All right, so this is how we have done this. Now what we'll do, that we also want to gather the job information. So for that I'm going to add a, let's say, 1 column section down here. So let's edit here. Yes, so we have a new section here, and I will change the label as job information. All right, so now we have a new section here, which is job information, as you can see here, and in this I want to add the fields. All right, so which fields we will add here? First of all, we will add date of joining. You can just drag it and drop it like this. Then we want the job title like this. Then we want the salary. Okay, one more second. Yes, then we want the salary. Then we want the employment type. Okay, I have selected this base one, so I'm deleting it. And then finally we want this lookup. So remember we had created one relationship which was called department. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to select it here. Alright, so we have department here as well. Now yes, we have created here two sections. This is our first section, which is about the personal information of the employee, and this is the second section, which contains the job information. Right now what I want to do here is that after creating these two sections, I want to save this and publish it. So let's click on save and publish. Okay, so now our form is saved here and it is published. I'll just click on back button, and then again we will go to this department table and we will go to the forms of this table, and let's click on main form. Okay, so as you can see here in the department table also, we already have department name, department code, manager name, and the location. So I don't want to make any kind of change into this particular table, and we just want to keep it as it is, right? So let's keep it as it is, and let's click on back. So it has by default added all those fields into the general form, as we can see that. Okay, so this is how we can create the forms, but this was only the main form. I'm also going to show you the other two forms, which is the quick create form and the quick view form. So we will also be able to understand that what are these two forms. So we are shortly going to discuss about that. Okay, all right. Now we also need to understand about the business rules, right? So let's understand about that now. Let's talk about the business rules. So business rules are the kind of thing which helps you to put the conditions on your form. So you can customize your form and you can add the conditions into your form, and on the basis of that you can perform different kind of actions into your form. That is what you can do with the help of the business rules. All right, so for creating the business rules, we can go to our employee management demo solution, but I think that before that we should have to be moving forward to creating the model driven application, because once I would create the model driven application, then it would be easier for you to understand the business rules and everything. So for that, what I will do here is that I will click on new, and then I will click on app, and then I will click on model driven app. Okay, so now we are creating our model driven application. Let's name our application as employee management system. All right, and let's click on create. So it will create a model driven application for us. Once we create the model driven application, it would be easier for us to understand the quick create form, quick view form, and business rules and views in a more better way, right? So as you can see here, now we can just add our edit our employee management system application. It has created the application for us. Let's click on this new icon and let's click on data hours table. So I want to add two tables here, and you already know which two tables are this. I want to add the employee table and the department table here. So let's click on employee, let's click on add. Okay, so we have added our employee table here. In the similar way, I want to add another table, and this will be our department table. Let's add it. So as you can see here, we have two tables here. We have employees table and the departments table. Now what I want to do here next is I just want to click on save, and then I will publish it so that we can see our model driven app. Okay, now let's click on this play icon so that we can play our model driven application. It will open it in a new tab, and then we will be able to see our model driven application created. So this model driven application is very simple because it contains two entities here. The first entities is our employees and the second one is our departments. So as you can see here in the employees entity, we have different things here. We have different columns here: full name, email, phone number, date of joining, job title, salary, employment type, all these different columns. And these columns you are able to see because of this views, because when I click on active employees, it will show me the list of all the active employees which are there. But right now we have not created any record into this particular table. That's why we are not able to see any entry. So let's do that first. I will click on this three icons and I will click on new. So it will allow me to create a new employee. So as you can see here, we have two sections here. One is personal information and the second one is job information. Okay, so let's add a name here. I'm just creating a random record here. Let's add some random phone number here, and date of joining we can select from here. So let's select date of joining like this. Job title you can say developer. Then you can also write the salary here. So it will automatically convert it into the currency format. And then employment type you can select from here like this: full-time, part-time, contract. So we can select that like this. And department, now this is very important. This is the lookup column and it helps us to associate our record with the departments table. So right now we have not created any kind of record in the department table. That's why it is not showing us any value or any field here. So I will just keep it empty for now, and let's click on save and close. So it will create our first record like this. So as you can see here, our first record is created now. And now I will go to the department table, and here also I will create a department. So let's click here on three icons, three dots, and let's click on new. Department name, let's name it as marketing. No, let's not keep it marketing. Let's keep it as .NET. So we have a .NET department. Department code, let's say 023. Manager name, let's say let's give some name to the manager. And we can select the location here as well. So for location I'll just add like this, and I will save and close it. So we have also created the department. Now what I will do here, I will go to the employees. I will select this particular employee from here, and then if I go and check here department, I will be able to select the department from here. So I have selected the department as .NET, and now when I save it, it will save that. Okay, so this is how you can create the lookup column. I have directly selected the department from here. You can select like this. So this is how you establish the relationship between the two tables. Now what I can say here is that Akash Shah is an employee of the .NET department when I select it from this .NET lookup. Now when I go to this related section, as you can see right now there is no relationship here. But if I go to the department section, and if I open this .NET department, when I click here, I will be able to see employees here. So when I click on employees, I will be able to see the name of Akash Shah here. So this is how you can see the employees, right? So departments, if I go to department and if I open a particular department, from the employees section, I can see the list of all employees who are from the .NET department. So this is how you can establish the relationship, right? Okay. Now I also want to create a few more records. So let's just quickly create a few more records. Okay, I will not enter all the other information. I'll just enter the email address here. Okay, let's click on save and close. Let's quickly create 2 or 3 more records. See, I was able to save the record because the other fields were not required. But if I would not enter the full name, and if I'll try to save this record, it will tell me that full name required fields must be filled in, right? So this is important. Yes, okay. And I will not provide any email for this one, so I'll just click on save and close because I want to explain you another concept of views. So that's why it would be important that I do not keep the email address here. And let's quickly create one more record here, and let's name it as Devyas, and let's enter the Gmail address here, and let's also enter the phone number. Okay, let's save this record, save and close. Okay, all right. So as you can see here, I am able to see a list of few employees here. I have not selected any kind of department for them or any such things, but I want to show you one more important thing, and that thing is called the views. That what are the views? Let's try to understand that now. When I select inactive employees, I will not be able to see any employee here because all of these employees are in the active status right now. Okay, so that is very important to understand. So these views help us to filter the employees as per our choice. When I select active employees, it shows me the list of all the employees which are active, and if I select inactive employees, it shows me the list of all the employees which are not active. Okay, so in the similar way, if you want to create a view of your own choice, you can create it. How? Let me show you. What for that you have to do? What you can go to this edit filter section like this, and from here you can add whatever condition you want to add. For example, I do not want to include this one, so I'll just delete it, and we will go and click on add row, and we want that just list me all the views where the email field contains data. But right now, as you can see here, I'm not able to see the email field here. What could be the reason for this? Let me show you. The reason for this is that when we created the table for ourselves, let me go back here. When we created this employee table for ourselves, during that time we need to enable the column as searchable. Let me show you that. Okay, so if I go to columns from here, and as you can see, if I go to email, right, this is the field which we created, and then go to the advanced options. Okay, I do not need to go to the advanced options. You just have to see here, this is an option which is searchable. I just need to check mark it, and I will click on save. Once I do that, then that field will be available for me to create the view, right? So I will make all the fields like that. So let's click on employment type as well. Okay, let's click here and make it searchable. Save it. We will also go to phone number. Let's select it. And let's make it searchable. Save it. Okay, let's make salary a searchable field as well. Okay, and I think yes, job title. Let's make it searchable as well. Let's click on save. Date of joining, searchable. Let's save it up. So now we have made almost all the fields searchable, and let's now go back to our data and let's click Ctrl+Shift+R so that we can do a hard refresh. So now you'll be able to see all those fields in the filtering criteria. Let's see that. So yeah, we were on this inactive employees. What I will do, I will click on edit filters, and then I will just delete this row from here, and now you can add the conditions here. So I will add a row, and I will select, as you can see here, all the fields are visible. So I will select email contains data. Okay, you can put different kind of condition. You can add the manual condition as well, like if email equals like this one only, then you just show me the record, like whatever email you want to enter. But I want that show me all the records where email contains data, and I will click on apply. All right, let's now see this inactive employees, like the changes which I have made are saved to this inactive employees view, but I don't want that to happen. I want it to be a separate new view. So I will select save as new view. So it will allow me the option to name my view. I will name is employee who contains email. Let's click on save. So now it has created the view for me. Now if you see, I have three views. I have inactive employees view, I have active employees view, and I have another view which is employee who contains email, and this is my personal view. Here we have to understand this new concept. Views are of two types. The first type is the personal view, and the second one is the system view. Right now the thing which you're able to see, like when you see this kind of icon beside your view, then it means that it's a personal view. And what is the meaning of a personal view? That this view cannot be seen by or cannot be used by some other user. It will only be used by you. For example, if you share this model driven application with any of your friends or any other user, then in that case they will be able to see these two views only, active employees and inactive employees, but they would not be able to see this view which is employee who contains email, because this view is a personal view and it is only for you. So you can create this view directly from your application like this, and you can use it, right? So see, when I click on active employees, it will show me the list of all the employees here, but when I click on employee who contains email, then it will just reduce to 3 records, and it is showing me all the 3 records which contains email. Now right now it is only showing me here full name and created on. If I want to add more column, I can definitely add more column to this view, and for that I will click on edit columns, and I can click on add columns, and whatever columns I want to add, I can just add here like this, close and apply. So it will show me all those columns, right? This is how you can do it. You can also just drag and drop it here like this. If I want create it on to be on the last, I can just put it last and I can see everything here. Now since I have made this new changes into this, I can just click on save changes to current view. So it will save those changes to my current view like this. Okay. All right. So the changes are saved here. This is how you can do this thing. Okay, I think I was not able to save the changes. Let's again add all the fields. Let's keep this much and save changes to current view. Yes, all right. Yes, the changes are saved now. So this is how you can do this thing. All right. Now these were our personal views which we had created. In the similar way, we can talk about creating the system views. For creating the system views, what you have to do is that you have to go to your Power Apps portal again, and from there what you will do is that you will select your table from here. So I'll go to tables, and then I will go to employee table from here. And from there, as you can see in the data experiences section, we have a views section. So I'll go to views, and currently you can see all the system defined views here, right? You cannot see that the name of the records by email view which we had created. So for creating a new system view here, you will click on new view. You can name your view, so we can name it as records which contains phone number. Okay, you want to see those kind of records, so let's click on create. So as you can see here, now we are on our main screen, and I can just go to edit filters and edit the filter from here. So I will click on add row, then I want that phone number. Where is phone number? Yes, this is phone number. I want that I only want those like views where phone number contains data. Let's click on OK, and it is showing me that, and then I will click on save and publish like this. As simple as that. So now we have created our system view. I will go back to the portal. We will just refresh it. And then as you can see here, we have a new view here, which is records which contains phone number, and you cannot see any kind of this personal icon besides this. So I can just go and select it up, and as you can see here, it is showing me the list of all the employees who contains the phone number into their data, like this. All right, so this is how you can create the system views. So here we have understood that how to create the system views and how to create the personal views, and we have also understood the difference between the two. Now system views are the ones which could be accessed by anyone. So in the case when you share this model driven application with any of your friends, then your friends can also see this system view, which is records which contains phone number, but they would not be able to see this personal view. All right, so this is how you can create the views, and you have also understood that how to edit the columns and edit the filters in the views. All right, now let's move on to the next topic, which is very important, and that is our business rules. Now business rules are very exciting to understand, so let's do this. Let's go back from here because we have created the view, and yes, let's click on back button. Yeah, we are out of the solution now. Let's go back to the solution. All right, so see, we had this table which is our employee table. I will go there, and then I will click on this customizations. Like in this customizations tab, you can see this section which is called the business rules. So I will click on business rules now, and I will click on new business rule from here. So now we will be able to create a new business rule, and the business rule which we want to create here is that if the employment type is contract, then in that case I can hide the salary field, because if we are assuming the situation that if a person who is working on a contract base, then he is not getting any kind of salary. This is what we are assuming here. So what we want to do is that if the person selects the employment type as contract, then in that case the salary field should get hide. This is the condition which we want to apply, and that thing you can do with the help of the business rule. I will also explain you some other actions which you can perform based upon the condition which you apply in the business rule. So we will see everything, and then we will perform this particular action. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so now you can see this entire UI of creating the business rule. All right, so as you can see here, when I click on this condition rectangle, then I would be able to set the properties for it. And when I go to this component section, you can see I have a different kind of actions which I can perform here. I have lock or unlock action, then I have show error message, I have set field value, I have set default value, I have set business required, and set visibility. So we are now working on set visibility, where we want to hide one field of ours based upon some condition. One thing you always need to remember is that you can apply the business rules only on a specific condition. It means they get triggered when a condition is satisfied or not satisfied. So when a condition gets satisfied, you have to, like, for if condition is yes, then in that case you have to add the actions on this side, as you can see this right icon, and if that condition becomes false, then you can add the actions on this cross icon. All right, so one more thing, that lock or unlock is basically used to make a field read only or maybe editable. So you can just make that field non-editable by locking it, or you can make it editable by clicking on unlocking it. So right now let me just explain that thing to you. Right now, as you can see that I can edit like this date and job title and everything, but the moment when I make, like when I lock it, I would not be able to edit this one. Like I would not be able to change the value of this developer, right? So this is what we can do with that particular action. Then show error message is basically used to show some kind of error message based upon what you require, and set field value is used to set the default value of something when you are creating a new form or maybe updating the existing form. So based upon some condition, if you want to set the value of some other filled, then you can do that with the help of set filled value. Then we have set default value. Now set default value and set filled value both are the same things, but the only difference is that set default value works only on the creation of a new form. When you are updating a form, then in that case, even if the condition gets triggered, the action will not be performed because it is not for the update condition. But set filled value is also for the update form scenario, right? Then set business required is an action which suggests the user to fill that particular value. For example, if I'm not filling this particular value, let's say if I'm not filling this job title filled, then in that case, if I would try to save this record, then the business required, if I add the business required action, then it will suggest me to add this value. But even if I would not add this like filled value, it would enable me to save the record. So it will not stop me from saving the record, but it will definitely give me the suggestion for saving this record. So that is what we call the business required. It means it does not make the mandatory to fill all the filled values or fill the filled value of a particular field, but it just suggests you that you should fill that value. Then we have the set visibility, where you can hide or show a particular field based upon some condition, which is what we are going to perform right now. So I'm going to click on this new condition, and our entity is employee right now. What I want is that the field, which field? Employment type. So what I want is that when an employment type equals to contract, right? So see, when I click on apply button, I would be able to see this in the if condition. So if employment type equals contract, then what you want to do, you can add that thing here. So then I want to do this, I want to add one component here. So I will go to component, I will click on set visibility, and I would add it here. So I want to set the visibility of which field? Salary field. So I want to hide it. So I want to say salary field should be no. So you can see here, hide field salary. Okay, this is how it works. So we have just added one condition here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on save, so that we can save our business rule, and then I will click on activate so that it gets activated. And let's click on activate here. All right, so our business rule is activated now. What I will do is that I will go to my employee form here, and from here I want to create a new record. So let me just do a hard refresh here. Right, so our form is getting loaded again. All right, great. So now what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to click on new, and now what I will do here is that I will select the employment type as contract. You see, the moment I select the employment type as contract, I would not be able to see the salary field. But what is happening here again is that if I say the full-time, part-time, it is again not showing me there. Why it is? Because I have not added another condition, right? Let me show it again. When I click on new, and see, right now I'm able to see this salary field, but when I select the employment type as full-time, I will again be able to see it. If part-time, I will again be able to see it, but the moment I select it as contract, it is invisible. I would not be able to see it now, right? But now again, if I select part-time or let's say full-time, it should be visible, right? It is not visible in that case. So what I can do is, if employment type equals contract, then hide field salary. Okay, else I want to add an else condition here. So I'm going to deactivate this business rule. So are you able to understand that what exact thing happened here? that I just told him one thing to do, that when the employment type equals contract, you just need to hide the field salary. So what it does is that the moment I select the employment type as contract, it just hides the salary field. But after that, when I select the other fields again, like other values again, it is not again showing me that particular field, because I had not added the condition for that. So what I want to do is that if employment time equals contract, hide field salary, else what I want to do here is, else I want to show this field. So else you have to show me the salary field, right? So if employment time equals contract, then hide field salary, else show field salary. Now let's click on save. And activate this business rule again. You always need to remember that the scope of the business rules is on the entity level. So you can only perform the customizations on a particular entity. You cannot perform the actions between two entities or between their relationship, and it is always on the form level, right? So we have activated this now. I'm going to click on refresh so that we can get the latest changes into our form. All right, now again let's select the employment type as contract. It has just disappeared the salary field, but now when I select part-time, it is again showing me. When I select full-time, it is again showing me, but again when I select contract, it is just disappearing. So it is important that you need to add the else conditions so that your system can understand that when to show the field and when not to show it, right? Because once you add the condition like then hide the field salary, then it will just hide it and it will not show it again even when you change the value of the employment type. So it is important that you efficiently create the business rules. Okay, so we have understood that how to create the business rules as well. We have also understood the model driven application, that how to create the model application, because all these changes we are performing is in our model driven application itself. But in our forms we are still remained to understand the quick create form and the quick view form. So let's jump on to understanding that now. Okay, so I will again go to my tables and then we will open the employee table from here. Alright, so what I want to do here is that from the employee table itself, I want to create a department record. Alright, so that is what we can do here, and that for that we will be using the quick create form. But before that, let's understand that what is a quick create form. Okay, so see, quick create form helps us to establish a relationship. We already know that there is a relationship between the employee table and the department table. Now quick create form enables us to quickly create the record by giving us a side panel. How it does, let me show you that. Okay, so see, let's first go to the department table here. Okay, so I am in the department table right now, and in my department table what I want to do here is that I want to go to the forms, and let's go to our main form. Okay, so if you go to the related section, you will be able to see that the employees table is related to our department. All right, so what I want to do is there that when I click on this employees table, I will be able to see the list of entire employees table there. All right, when we go to our departments table, and then when we go to our any department, and when I click on related and let's say employees, I will be able to see this kind of scene here, right? And then from here, when I click on new employee, it is taking me to the employee entity to create the entire new record, as you can see here. Let me show this thing again. When I go to the departments table, and then when I select any department, and from the related section, because we know that the employees table and the departments table is related to each other, so from the related section, when I click on employees, it shows me this kind of subgrid, and in this subgrid when I click on new employee, it is taking me to this entire entity to create a new employee related to this department, which is .NET. But what I want to do here is that I do not want to go back to this employees entity. Instead of that, when I click on this employees and when I click on new employee button, it should give me a side window to create the employee record directly. Okay, are you getting my point? So for that, what we need to do here is that we need to create a quick create form. And this thing clearly, we want to create a quick create form, but it is not for the department entity, it is for the employees entity, because we want to create the quick create form for the employee entity. So where we need to create the form, we need to create the form in the employees tables. That's right. So it is important to clear that misconception from your mind, that when I'm opening this grid from the department section, then many of you might be thinking that we need to add the form into the departments only, but that is not the case. It is, see, like this is the employees table, so you have to create the table in the, or we can say the form in the employee table. So I'll click on employee, and then we will go to forms, and then we will click on, okay, not charts, let me go back, we will go to forms. All right, and let's click on new form. Okay, now again, as you can see here, we cannot see the quick create form here. What is the reason behind this? I will tell you. The reason is very simple, is that when you create your table, it is important that in the properties of your table, you have to click on this option, leverage quick create form if available. Let's say all right. Now let's go to our forms again, and let's click on new form, and now you can see it is showing me the option to create the quick create form. Now I'm going to give a name to this form, so we can say create employee. All right, and let's click on create. So since we want to create a form for the employee, we have renamed it as create employee. Okay, so as you can see here, it has by default created a form for me, which contains full name, email, phone number, date of joining, and job title. I would only like to keep this. Okay, and I also want to add the employment type there, so I've also added the employment type here. Let me just show it here, as you can see, right? So we have this. I want to rename this section, so we can just do that as well. I will just click here, and we will change the label to create employee. All right, and I don't want these sections, so we can just hide the labels of these sections. All right, so this is how we can create the quick create form. Now what I will do here is that I will just click on save and publish. All right, so our form is created. Now we will just go back, and now what we have to do here is we will just go to our departments table here, like to our department table as well, and we want to change its properties as well. So let's go to the department form, and we will go to properties and advanced options, leverage quick create form if available, and let's click on save. Alright, now let's come back here, and I was showing you one thing, that when I click on new employee, it is taking me back to the employees entity to create a new employee which has the .NET department. But now it will show you something else. Let's just Control Shift R, just do a hard refresh now. Alright, and we are in the department side now, so let's go to related and let's go to employees, and now I want to create a new employee. I would click on new employee, right? And as you can see here, now it is showing me the quick create employee form, so I can directly just enter all the data from here. I'm just ending some random data. Date of joining I can select, job title I can select, let's say sales executive, and employment type, let's say part-time, and see it is showing me enter a valid email address, because while creating the field we had added it as an email address. So let's say Naman should be the name, @gmail.com, and let's also change the name here, and let's click on save and close. The moment I click on save and close, it will automatically create the record for me like this. So when I go to employees entity, and when I see there, I can also see Naman here, and when you click on Naman, you will be able to see that by default the department of Naman is selected as .NET, because we had created this record by using the quick create form from the .NET department. All right, so this is how you can leverage the quick create forms. All right, so I hope that you are clear with this. Now let's talk about the quick view form. Now quick view form is a type of form which helps you to provide you the information from a related table. So how you can do that, let's talk about that. What I will do here is that I will go to the department entity, and in the department entity I will again go to the forms, and now you can see we already have a quick view form here. So I will click on this by default quick view form, and see currently this quick view form only contains the department name and the owner. So what I want to do is I just want to, okay, let's keep this, okay, let's hide this label. So I want to hide this owner label. So or we can say let's hide this completely. Okay, so we have hidden it completely. Okay, we have the department name here. I want that whenever the user selects the department, I don't want to show the department name as well, so I will also hide this. Let's hide this one as well. What I want to show here is I want to show the name of the manager, so I will put that here, manager name. When they select it, I want to show them the department code. All right, so we will select department code, and I also want to show them the location like this. Okay, and now let's click on okay, label. We want to provide a label, so let's provide the label as quick view for now, and let's say this one as quick view only. Let's save and publish it. You might be thinking that what exactly quick view is, but don't worry, the moment when I will show you the demo, you will be able to understand it better. See, quick view helps you to provide a quick view. That is the only definition of quick view. So whenever I, like in the lookup column, the relationship column, which was in the employees table, the department column, whenever I select the department, it will show me a small form there. It is just a view form. You cannot edit this form. It will help me to see the information related to that particular department. Okay, how? Let's see. So we have saved and published it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on back, and then we will go to our tables again, and we will go to our employee table, because now we want to associate this quick view form into our employee table. So now let's click on forms, and let's click on this main form, which is our information form. the name of our form was quick view. All right, so let's see that. Okay, so I want that on select of this one, what I want to do is that I want to add the quick view form, right? Yes, I can see the quick view here, but I was not able to realize it. Okay, so lookup is our department because we want in the department and information, right? So this is our quick view forms. Now let's click on done. So here we have the quick view, but name is like that. And now as you can see here, when I click on the department, it will show me the manager name, department code and the location. Now let's click on save and publish. All right, so we have saved it and published it. Now when I go back here and let's just refresh it again, and open our employees table, and let's say I'm opening this record. All right, so see, now when I select the department from here, we have one department which is .NET, so it will show me all the related information, like the related information fields from that department. It is showing me the manager name, department code and the location. So you can just quickly view the information of the department with the help of the quick view form when you select that particular department from this lookup field. All right, so for example, if I create another department from here, let's click on new, let's say marketing, and I provide the department code and manager name, and let's say location, let's keep it Ahmedabad only, and when I save and close it, right, and when I go to employees and let's say I go to this record, it is already showing me information because it has .NET department selected. The moment I select another department, let's say marketing, it will show me the information related to that marketing department. So this is how you can leverage your quick view forms to see the related information from some other table, because now I do not have to go back to the departments and I have to see all that information again. I can just quickly view that information by using the quick view form. So this is how it functions. All right, so with that we have also understood forms and views and also our quick view forms, quick create forms, etc. right? So I hope that you have understood all the topics clearly. We have understood all these things with the help of a model driven application, and the topics which we have covered here are forms and views, model driven application, business rules, types of relationships and types of fields, and database tables. So I hope that you like this video and share it with the people who are willing to be the part of this domain and want to build career in this domain. All right, thank you so much. And yes, one more thing, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, because it helps me motivate myself to create more such videos. Thank you so much.